Hold it, spin tighter.
I'm trying. It's slipping.
Watch the tail.
It's too strong.
Don't let go. Whoa.
Grab it. Loose.
Grab it.
There it goes.
A fisherman's shout cuts through the darkness as something pale and impossibly strong grips the side of his boat. Webbed fingers wrapped around cold steel, glowing under floodlights it never asked for. That's just one clip. What you're about to witness includes creatures dragged onto decks still breathing, figures perched on shoreline rocks at midnight, and humanoid shapes moving through underwater caves with chilling confidence. These aren't blurry shadows from folklore passed down through generations. They're filmed in high definition by people who had no idea what they were about to pull from the deep. And after you see what surfaced in the past year alone, you might never look at open water the same way again. Deep in a remote backyard where shadows stretch long across dry dirt, someone filming from above captures 3 figures crouched around a small puppy. They're motionless at first, draped in crude harnesses, one even chained to the ground as if restrained for this exact moment. Then, without warning, they explode into coordinated action. One, which is chained, snatches the puppy and bolts left, yanking its restraint taut. The camera jerks, trying to follow, but a post blocks everything. When the view clears, the yard is empty. What disturbs me most isn't the speed, it's the precision. If this was rehearsed, what were they trained for? And if it wasn't, what kind of intelligence plans an ambush in absolute silence? The footage was captured by a freediver documenting a professional mermaid performer exploring an underwater cave system, likely in a Florida spring. What immediately stood out to me was the performer's complete comfort navigating that pitch-black passage. No hesitation, no lights, just a confident dive into total darkness. She emerges from a different opening nearly 20 seconds later, serene and unhurried, as if she's memorized every turn. Skeptics point out the obvious costume and controlled movements, dismissing it as performance art. But others ask a fair question. If you're filming entertainment, why choose such a genuinely dangerous, lightless tunnel? From my perspective, what's unsettling isn't whether she's human, it's how naturally she moves through spaces where humans shouldn't feel safe. If someone can navigate underwater caves in darkness that effortlessly, what else might do the same? The tank shatters before anyone realizes what's happening, and suddenly thousands of gallons of water are flooding a city street, carrying costumed performers with it. This clip surfaced from what appeared to be a promotional stunt in an unnamed downtown area. Mermaids in a mobile aquarium, likely part of a marketing event or parade.
It's a mermaid! No way!
Aquarium.
Wait, break it!
Back up! Stay back! Call emergency!
Online, debate split immediately. Skeptics pointed out the perfect camera positioning and suspiciously clear audio cues, arguing this was staged footage from a film set. Others insisted the chaos felt too visceral, too uncontrolled. What disturbs me is the blonde performer visible on the pavement, struggling in rushing water while bystanders freeze. If this were real, how many seconds passed before actual help arrived versus phones recording? A boat deck illuminated by cold work lights became the stage for something that shouldn't exist. Crew members filming casually in darkness watched a pale humanoid figure with flowing hair and a powerful tail glide beneath the surface, moving with unsettling grace. What freezes viewers is the moment it turns, not startled, not curious, but deliberate, locking eyes with the boat before its tail erupts against the water in a violent splash. Skeptics point to the creature's CGI smoothness and convenient framing. Believers argue the crew's raw shock feels authentic, their voices cracking with genuine disbelief. What unsettles me is the intelligence implied. It observed them first, calculated distance, then vanished with purpose. If something can study us from below before we even notice, what else watches from water we assume is empty? A person aboard a fishing vessel off an unknown coast held this small humanoid figure up to their camera, skin mottled in deep blues and purples, webbed fingers, a fish-like tail where legs should be, and two small horns curving from its forehead. The hand gripping it looks weathered, calloused, like someone who works the water daily. It doesn't move, doesn't breathe, yet the detail is disturbingly lifelike. Online, people split. Believers see proof of ocean hybrids from folklore, while skeptics point to the silicone-like texture, the theatrical staging. Personally, what unsettles me is the choice of location. A working boat, open sea, natural light. If someone sculpted this to deceive, they understood exactly how authenticity is built, which makes you wonder what else might surface, staged or not. This clip went viral because the creature's behavior is startlingly deliberate. Fishermen hauling in nets off a gray, choppy coastline suddenly wrestle with something massive and gray-skinned thrashing across the deck. What freezes viewers is the moment it rolls over and props itself up on webbed, clawed hands, lifting its torso like it's assessing the situation. It doesn't just flop helplessly, it pivots, crawls forward using muscular arms, then turns back toward the camera with its mouth open as if aware it's being filmed. Skeptics immediately point to the cinematic music and the creature's almost theatrical movements as evidence of animatronics or elaborate costuming. Believers argue no hoax could replicate that combination of seal-like undulation and humanoid arm strength so fluidly. What unsettles me is how it uses its hands, not like flippers, but like tools, pushing, gripping, orienting itself with purpose. The ocean heaves in heavy rolls as a young fisherman battles something that shouldn't exist. A humanoid creature with webbed hands, glistening gray-green skin, and a mouthful of needle teeth. He's screaming for help, arms locked around its torso while it twists against the railing, stronger than it looks.
Somebody get up here! Hold that! Easy, easy! Slipping, I can't keep it! Hey! Stop it! No! Come here! I got it! Yeah, let's just fight! I got it! Push! We got it!
What unsettles me isn't the struggle, it's how the creature grips the rail deliberately, as if calculating escape routes. Then the footage jumps. Suddenly, they're forcing it into a steel cage in some cold facility, wet concrete echoing with metal clangs. Online, people argue whether it's Indonesian folklore come alive or high-budget filmmaking. But if fishermen really did haul something sentient from the deep and cage it like cargo, what else are we pulling up that we're not ready to understand? Under bright sunlight in what appears to be a secluded tidal pool, a figure floats motionless, face down in ankle-deep water. From my perspective, what makes this so unsettling isn't the elaborate tale, it's the absolute stillness. The body doesn't react to the camera's presence, doesn't shift with the current, just limp surrender in crystal clear shallows. Online, some insist it's staged cosplay or promotional footage for a fantasy film. Others point to the iridescent scales, the translucent fluke membranes, arguing no costume achieves that level of organic detail. Personally, I keep returning to one question. If someone discovered this, why film instead of check for breathing? That hesitation suggests the filmer already knew what they were looking at. What unsettles me about this clip isn't the shape itself, but how utterly unconcerned it seems to be. A man was walking near a beach access point in Florida late one night when he noticed something perched on the rocks beyond the wooden railing.
Dude, what is that? Dude, what is that?
At first he thought it was driftwood or debris, but as he zoomed in, the silhouette clarified. An upper torso, a head, and what appeared to be a long, curved tail draped down the side of the mound. The figure shifts slightly as if adjusting its position, then goes completely still. Online, skeptics argue it's a seal or a trick of shadows, but seals don't sit upright like that, and they certainly don't choose public beach access points to rest. If this thing felt comfortable enough to linger there, how often does it visit without anyone noticing? Deep in the North Atlantic, under a black sky with only the boat's floodlights cutting through darkness, a crew hauls in their catch when something pale grips the railing. A fisherman in yellow later described how it emerged without sound, no splashing, no warning, just a webbed hand finding purchase on cold steel.
Go, keep it coming. What the hell is that? Hey, got it. Move it. Jesus. Hold it. It's tearing. Oh, God. Back. You see that? What the hell was it? Oh, slow. Keep it coming. What is that? Ah, it's coming. It's moving. Jesus. Hold it. It's tearing. Oh, God. Back. You see that? What the hell was it? Mate, you snagged on something. Got it, Jeff. What the hell is that? Jesus Christ. Hold it! Watch out! Whoa! See that? It's gone! It's gone under! Look at the size of that one! That's dinner for a week, guys! Hold up! Yeah, hang on, I've got one! Jesus! What the hell? Did you see that? It's like a bloody fish. That wasn't a shark, mate! That was... What was that? Get back from the rail! Look at the size of that one! That's dinner for a week, that is. Hold it up!
What unsettles me is the deliberate quality of its movement. It doesn't thrash or panic. It simply holds on, observes, and releases. Skeptics claim it's staged footage from a documentary pointing to the convenient camera angle. Believers argue no actor could replicate that fluid, boneless motion. From my perspective, what's most disturbing is the creature's comfort near the boat, as if it's done this before. If something can surface undetected beside a working vessel, how often does it watch without revealing itself? The footage comes from what appears to be a cave explorer or field researcher who ventured into an underground system, likely following water channels in search of aquatic life. He's holding what he claims is a rare albino salamander, and at first, the creature seems docile, almost motionless in his grip. But then it does something that's divided viewers completely. Its mouth opens into an impossibly wide black void, far beyond what normal jaw anatomy should allow. Some insist it's a defensive display, a natural reflex when threatened. Others argue the gape is too extreme, too perfectly timed, suggesting digital manipulation or forced behavior. What unsettles me is the repetition. It happens 3 times, almost rhythmically. If this reflex is genuine, what predator in total darkness warranted evolving a mouth that wide? 3 fishermen wrestle what appears to be a living nightmare on the deck of their boat. Pale, skeletal torso with elongated limbs, lower half ending in a tail lined with jagged spines. From the moment they hauled it up, this thing fought back with shocking ferocity.
Hold it spin tighter. I'm trying, it's slipping. Watch the tail! Too strong! Don't let go! Whoa! Grab it! Loose! Grab it! There it goes! Damn it, it's gone!
"Hold its fin tighter," one shouts as the creature thrashes, mouth gaping in what looks like rage or terror. What unsettles me most is its strength. 3 grown men can barely contain it. Skeptics immediately flag this as promotional footage from the show Siren, pointing to the Hollywood-quality creature design. Others insist similar catches have been hushed up for decades. If something this aggressive exists in our oceans, how many fishermen have encountered it and simply never made it back to tell anyone? Cold spray stings the air as a lone fisherman battles an enormous halibut in Arctic waters, his gloved hands straining against the net's weight. The fish's pale underbelly breaks the surface, easily 70 pounds, tangled in dark seaweed and rope. Then it happens.
Come on, everyone, walk in. No one's gonna believe this.
One final heave and the entire catch slips, plunging back into the gray sea with a violent splash. "No one's gonna believe this," he mutters, watching it vanish. Personally, what strikes me isn't the loss. It's his immediate certainty that this moment would be doubted. Online, some insist the size was exaggerated, while others, familiar with Greenland fishing, say halibut that large are common but rarely landed solo. If something this real seems unbelievable, what else gets dismissed simply because it defies expectation? A commercial fishing boat's deck became a wrestling ring when 2 crew members fought to pin down what looked like something from the ocean's darkest myths. The creature, gray, thrashing, humanoid above the waist but fish-tailed below, revealed rows of sharp teeth as it twisted violently against their grip. Its webbed hands clawed at the air while the men shouted instructions over the chaos.
Hold it! Hold the line!
It's kicking, watch your feet. Keep the tail down, wrap it.
Throw us off!
Rope slipping, pull back.
I got it! Get over the
Jesus,
fin!
look at its
Don't
eyes.
let it roll!
Push it down.
Clean it now!
What unsettles me most is the clean vertical seam running down its chest, too precise to be natural scarring. Online debate splits hard. Believers cite similar reports from deep-sea trawlers, while skeptics point to the creature's almost theatrical design, noting its resemblance to Hollywood animatronics. Personally, that surgical line bothers me. If something this detailed exists naturally, what evolutionary purpose would such precision serve? Under black and white night footage in what looks like a quiet farmyard, tension rises without warning. A fisherman named John, celebrating his catch on social media, posted this clip from a day trip where the sea was calm and routine. But what he's holding contradicts marine biology entirely. The object's glossy, rigid finish suggests a prop, yet online communities remain split. Some insist it's performance art. Others obsess over the unnatural sheen, the impossible proportions, 16 kilograms of something that shouldn't exist. From my perspective, what unsettles isn't the seahorse itself, but John's genuine pride in presenting it. This clip spread rapidly online because it captures what appears to be a massive prehistoric sea creature being hauled onto a fishing boat until you look closer. The narrator, filming in real time from the deck, reacts with genuine shock as his crewmates struggle with the net, shouting in Hindi about never seeing a fish this large. What makes viewers freeze is the creature's head, a perfectly formed reptilian snout, rows of razor-sharp teeth, and gray, scaly skin that looks disturbingly real. Skeptics immediately pointed to the creature's rigidity and uniform texture as evidence of a prop. Believers argued the fisherman's strained effort and the narrator's unscripted. Smoke curls off sun-bleached sand as waves crash just 20 feet from a makeshift spit roast, and what's turning over the flames isn't a pit.
Easy, keep it turning.
Flames looking high on this side.
Got it. It's heavy as sin.
Hear that breathing? Still pulling air.
Got it. Slow roast. Oil's tightening up. Smell that?
Yeah. Don't look at its eyes too long.
Keep the fire even. Tide's coming.
Yeah.
Two men with American accents work the rotisserie like they're cooking supper. Their voices flat and conversational. Keep it turning. Flames licking high on this side as they rotate something with a foil-wrapped torso, dark scaled tail, and a face full of needle-sharp teeth. The prop is disturbingly detailed, iridescent scales, fin rays visible in the fluke, hollow eyes catching firelight. Online debate splits hard. Skeptics point to the UFO watermark while believers fixate on one spoken line.